Hi, my dear students. Welcome to Sri Jendra Rank Zone classes. I am your educator Amit Ajmani. I hope you all are doing well and, of course, studying well also. So, students, today we are going to start up the next chapter, that is meetings. Now, what this chapter is all about and what you are going to learn from this chapter, let us see the main goals and objectives of this chapter meetings. This chapter will enable the learners, that means you, to understand the concept of a meeting. We all know what is a meeting. In layman terms, it is conversation or some joint combined activity involving two or more people for some official or for some particular specific purpose. But theoretically, what you need to understand is to gain knowledge about the components of meetings, and you will be able to learn how to prepare agendas of the meeting. What are agendas? How they are prepared? Why they are prepared? This is what you will be explained in detail in this chapter. After learning this chapter, you should be able to take down notes at meetings and write the minutes of meeting. Now, what are the minutes of meeting? How they are prepared? Why they are prepared? All these things will be discussed in detail in quite some length in the chapter. Then, after doing this, you will be able to gain competency in compiling an action taken report. Once again, what is action taken report? How they are prepared? Why they are prepared? All in detail will be explained and taught to you in this chapter. So all these are normally new concepts for the students, whether it is the components of meetings, agendas, minutes of meeting, action taken report, all these things. So this chapter is important because you will be learning lot many new things. After doing this, we'll be able to define meeting, and we will be able to describe the format of a meeting. Then we need to explain the requisites for conducting a meeting. What is the need for agenda? We need to elucidate that. We need to learn to state elements that comprise an agenda. We will be discussing about how to form an agenda, and we need to explicate the writing down of minutes of meetings. Also, we'll be discussing the action taken report, and we will be learning how to write these action taken reports. So this is what we will be learning and understanding in this chapter meetings. So let us start up with the chapter, and starting with the base, that is the definition of a meeting. Now, according to Business Dictionary, a meeting is defined as formal or informal deliberative assembly of individuals called to debate certain issues and problems and to take decisions. So this definition is according to Business Dictionary. A meeting can be when you are meeting with any of your friend or relative or any other person, your neighbor, anything, anyone. But when we talk about business meetings, when we talk about official meetings, these are the formal or informal, deliberate assembly, get together of individuals. And why they have been called? They have been called to discuss or to debate certain issues and problems. And not only issuing and problems are discussed, but to take decisions regarding the same. Fine. Now, when we talk about any formal meeting, of course, they are held at definite times, at a definite place, and usually for a definite duration to follow an agreed upon agenda. So the time needs to be definite because it is a formal meeting so that all the members, all the participants can reach. It needs to be at a definite, specific, predetermined place so that the get together, the assembly can take place. And usually, normally, it is for a definite duration, but sometimes, depending upon the discussions, depending upon the topic, depending upon the views, it may vary in the duration. And normally the formal meetings are called upon to discuss a particular topic, a particular agenda which is already agreed upon. Everybody has in mind as to on what topic this particular meeting is being conducted, so that if required they can come prepared with the views, with the issues, with the problems associated with it, or with the recommendations and suggestions for solving that issue or that problem. Right? Now, when we are talking about in a corporate setting, these meetings are divided into two main groups. What are these two main groups? One are the organizational meetings, and the second one are the operational meetings. Let us try to have a concept and idea about these two types of meetings. First of all, talking about organizational meeting. Normally, a regular meeting involving stockholders or the shareholders and management, such as a board meeting and annual general meeting, which is also acronymed as AGM, annual general meeting. These kinds of meetings are termed as organizational meeting. Fine. Now the second type of meetings are the operational meetings. These are regular or ad hoc meetings involving management and employees, such as a committee meeting or a planning meeting or sales meeting. So those meetings which are related to the business operations. Business operations means the activities involving business, involving sale and purchase, involving planning. These kinds of meetings which involve anything, discussions, ideas related to business operations, they are called operational meetings. Fine. Now let us discuss in detail about meetings. Meetings, we know, are part and parcel of everyday life, especially in workplaces in modern times. These meetings are conducted by people within an organization to resolve any kind of problems or any kind of issues faced while completing any work. Or these meetings may be organized to chalk out new strategies to promote business or to increase profitability. These meetings also are conducted to exchange ideas and information among the various people within the particular organization. These meetings are also conducted to ensure coordination on issues on the agenda and effective communication within the group or the organization. So, the topic of the meeting may be any of these. And these are all the day-to-day activities of any professional organization. Any organization has various departments, has so many employees, so many people working for them. Any organization is working out in order to produce or to generate revenue, to increase their sales, for which there are certain people who actually decide the strategies. They do all the planning part. Then all these plannings and strategies need to be discussed and conveyed to those people who are going to execute these strategies. Once these strategies are executed, there are a group of analysts who will analyze the impact of these new or changed strategies on the business health. So all these people, all these departments, they need to work together in order to work for the betterment of the company and to increase the output, to increase the revenue, to increase the sales, and to increase the profitability of the company. So that is why there are various reasons why they need to meet each other. The first is to discuss about what needs to be done. The second is to plan how the planning needs to be made. Third thing is, once the plan is made, how should we implement it? Fourth is for reporting how actually it was being implemented. Fifth, what was the difference or the outcome of these strategies? Sixth, now what? Plan something new, plan something different. So this is an ongoing process which is done almost on a daily or alternate day basis between the various people or the various departments of a particular organization. Now, these meetings have been conducted, but for any meeting to be successful, it needs the support of the group involved or the organization behind it, and it must have the intention of achieving same goal or objective. There should be some goal and same goal. Everybody present in a particular meeting are working for some particular goal, some particular purpose, and that should be same. Either to create some new strategy or to resolve a particular issue or problem which is faced in the market or in the implementation of the strategy. So there needs to be a purpose of this formal kind of meeting. They are just not coming here for chit chats and wasting time, right? So let us see what are the requisites of a meeting. What are the things required for a meeting? The first thing is selection of the right participants. Who should participate in the meeting? The participants in any meeting, they have to be chosen with extreme care. Why so? The reason is that often people are included because they belong to the department or are a part of the team, right? At times, some people are also included because you don't want to offend anyone, right? But this choosing of the participants, it needs extreme care. If we want to engage in a purposeful meeting, the participants must have a reason for attending the meeting. They need to have a point of view about the issue for which the meeting is being conducted. They need to know and they should have the authority to make a decision or any useful information that will add value to the discussion and it would lead to some conclusion. So that is why we need to think and plan as to who all should be invited for any kind of meeting, whether his coming is going to be productive or not, whether his presence is going to add up to the value or not, whether his viewpoint is worth taking or not, whether he is at such a mental and post level where he can actually provide with any kind of additive value. So this is the first important requisite for any kind of meeting, to select the right participants. The second important thing required for the conduction of a meeting is to send intimation to all the participants. The notice for the meeting should be sent by a proper authority, and that too at least 2 to 3 days before the meeting, so that the participants have time to gather information and required data which they can utilize in that meeting. The details, the intimation should have all the information which may be required by the participants, like the date of the meeting, the time as to when the meeting is going to start or to end, what is the venue, the names of the participants so that everybody knows who is going to come in the meeting, and of course the agenda of the meeting, why this meeting has been conducted or organized. So every participant should have complete information about the meeting details. Then only they can contribute and prepare accordingly. Fine. Now the third requisite of a meeting is setting an agenda. An agenda must be provided before the meeting. Now, what exactly are agendas? Agendas are the framework on which the meeting stands. This agenda communicates the subject of the meeting. It also communicates the speakers who all are going to speak and the time allotted to each speaker. So overall, how exactly the meeting is going to go, that is all included in the agenda. On what topic is the meeting, who is going to speak, how long he or she is going to speak, that is all set, that is all pre-planned, that is the agenda. So this agenda must be provided before the meeting to let all the participants know all the details, because when they are aware about all the details, only then a meeting can be successful. Next important requisite of a meeting is to appoint a facilitator. A facilitator is normally appointed or should be appointed to guide the meeting to its logical conclusion. This facilitator is a very key person because his task is to help to aid the group in reaching a consensus in taking a decision. The members of the group are accountable and committed to the resolution taken by them. It is the facilitator who ensures that the meeting stays on track. It is the facilitator who helps by providing a structure to a process. A facilitator is the one who enables cooperative decision making without any kind of conflict. Because when a meeting is going on, then there are certain times when the viewpoints of the various participants they differ. They may lead to distraction from the actual topic. They may lead to a heated debate between them that is going to lead at times to the meeting's conclusion without any decision. So, in all such circumstances, it is the facilitator who plays an important and significant role. He is the one who plays a key role. He makes sure that the meeting is going on track. He makes sure that whenever the participants or the topic is getting distracted, it should be brought back onto the right path. He intervenes promptly. If he sees or observes that the things are going negative, if the people are arguing or debating in a high pitched tone, he is the one who always relates these things and make amends, right? So appointing a facilitator always helps in the smooth conduct of any meeting. The next requisite for a meeting is arrive at clear conclusions and formulate the next steps. The main purpose of a meeting is to come to a conclusion regarding the agenda, regarding the subject, regarding the topic, regarding the issue on which the meeting is being conducted. So, if there is no clear cut conclusion of the meeting, that is considered to be an unsuccessful meeting, because so many people sitting together discussing things but could not lead to any conclusion. And once the conclusions are drawn, they need to formulate the next steps also, right? When it comes to meetings, many times meetings fail to succeed. Meetings fail to come to clear and unambiguous conclusions about the points which were under consideration. So, after all the discussions, after all the deliberations on an agenda topic, it is very much essential to summarize what exactly was discussed and to state lucidly the deductions arrived at. What were the conclusions? Nutshell, what was the crux of the meeting? And accordingly, decide on the future steps that need to be taken. Now, at the conclusion of the meeting, a brief recount of the process and the proceedings and the summarization of the future courses of action, it is quite important, so that everybody who attended the meeting, who participated in the meeting, should actually relate what was the outcome finally. Clear? The next thing that we need to relate is to create opportunities for creativity and participation. Now, in most of the meetings, the structure is top centric, means the senior management speaks and the juniors they only contribute when asked to give their input. Otherwise, they are just sitting like spectators and audience, listening to what all is being told to them, whether it is in the form of any kind of promotions or the strategies or the plans, action plans, or the issues. They are just listening. So that is a problem. Why that is a problem? Because when there is lack of free flow of ideas, where there is lack of free flow of information and lack of opportunities to speak. In that case, the members fail to contribute. They fail to contribute perspective or curiosity and their creativity. There are so many times in the class also, it happens with everyone, even with us, with you, everyone. In a class, when a class is going on, there are so many times you want to contribute something, some idea, some concept, some detail, some question that came into your mind, but you hesitated in discussing it, or you were not given that opportunity. If there is some particular discussion going on for the past 10, 15, 20 minutes, and if you raised your hand that you also want to contribute, but the teacher or the person concerned, the in charge, he or she didn't ask you of your valuable suggestions, then in that case, the productivity that decreases, it hampers with the actual success of the meeting. So it is quite essential that the ideas, the information, the opportunities to speak, it should be free flow of these things, because you don't know what exactly is an idea going on in somebody's mind that can enhance, that can solve your purpose. So this is quite important in a meeting, because if it is not done in such a scenario, in such circumstance, the purpose of the meeting is defeated, because the meeting was arranged or conducted only for the purpose of discussion of a particular issue or topic, or to find remedy, solution for something. But if these solutions are not coming, the ideas are not coming from the people, then the meeting fails its purpose. So it is important that a meeting should be an opportunity to bring multiple perspectives into the room in order to collaborate, in order to debate, in order to decide, and in order to perform the real work of a team. So these are the prerequisites of a meeting. Got it? Let us see once again. For a successful meeting, what all are the various things we need to relate? First is selecting the right participant, then sending the intimation and all the specific details to all the participants. Next requisite is setting an agenda for the meeting, appointing a facilitator for the meeting for the smooth conduct. Next, arriving at some clear conclusions and formulate the new next steps, and to create opportunities for creativity and participation of all. Got it? Next comes the need for an agenda. We have already discussed that agendas are the frameworks. They are the blueprints. Agendas are the skeleton for building successful meetings. They are very important, they are vital, they are essential. Why so? Why they are so essential for any meeting? Because they state the objective or purpose of the meeting. What is the meeting about? They inform of the issues or topics to be discussed in the meeting, and they keep the meeting focused on the issue. Because of these agendas, they Do not allow speakers to deviate from the subjects and issues at hand. And these agendas give time to the participants, their understanding, and accordingly they can prepare for their roles. These agendas allot specific time to each speaker, and they also inform the sequence in which the members speak. Clear? So because of all these important roles that are played by agenda, that is why agenda is considered to be vital and essential for any particular meeting. Let us try to understand with the help of a practical example of tabular agenda. Now this is an example of a tabular agenda of a particular meeting. Just try to relate with all the headings first: time, topic, attendees, speaker, duration. So in the time slot, we have just specified at 9 a.m., then 9:15 a.m., 9:40 a.m., 45 a.m., 10:15 a.m., 10:35 a.m., 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m., and 11:50 a.m. Right? What is going to happen at this particular time? That is being specified. What will be the topic? For example, at 9 a.m., it will be the introduction. Attendees, here we will write the names of the participants. Then speaker, who is going to give the introduction? The name of the speaker will come here. Duration is 15 minutes. So everybody knows that the meeting is going to start at sharp 9 a.m. and it will start with the introduction. During that introduction, these will be the people who are going to participate, and he is going to be the speaker. For 15 minutes, this particular introduction will go on. So it was starting on 9 a.m. After 15 minutes, it needs to be specifically 9:15. At 9:15, discussing the upcoming strategy for launch of new product. So discussion about the new strategy, because the company is launching a new product, because of which they are actually conducting this meeting. Again, the names of the participants and the name of the speaker. This discussion will take place for 30 minutes. From 9:15, after 30 minutes, it becomes 9:45 a.m. Then the topic is project report. The project report will be discussed. Again, the project is made by a few people, so name of the participants. Then who is going to give the report? Name of the speaker. A bit long project, a bit long report. That is why the time allotted is 30 minutes. After this, there will be a tea break at 10:15 a.m. for all the members. During this time, obviously, nobody is going to speak anything. So putting a blank for 20 minutes. After that, the meeting resumes at 10:35 a.m. The topic of discussion will be market trends. Again, who are going to be the participants and who is going to be the speaker. This will carry along for 25 minutes. After this, at 11 a.m., details on costing. Again the same, name of the participants, name of the speaker, going on for 30 minutes. Then at 11:30 a.m., this will be open house. That means now it is an open house. Now it will be open house means it will be questions and discussions from the participants. All those who have participated, now after this meeting After all the discussions, now they are free to ask any kind of questions or to discuss anything. This will go on for another 20 minutes and at 11:50 am. Thank you note to all the members by the chairperson. That will take place for 10 minutes. This is how exactly an agenda is written. Now in this, whoever is going to read this agenda, he exactly knows at what time what is going to be discussed, who is going to speak about it, and for how long. So every person who is the listener got to know about the details, and those who have to speak, they know that they have to speak for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Accordingly, they will prepare their details. Accordingly, they are going to prepare their speech and all the information. So this is how agenda works, and this is why agenda is so important. Got it? So let us try to refresh all the things that we have studied till now. We talked about the meetings and the goals and objectives of the meeting. Let me highlight all the important points for you. In this, we need to study about the components of meeting. We need to learn how to prepare agendas. We need to learn how to take notes at meeting and how to write minutes of meeting. Then we need to relate about the action taken report and how to write an action taken report. Clear? So this was all the introduction part. Then we defined meeting as a formal and informal deliberative assembly of individuals who are called to debate certain issues and problems and to take decisions. These formal meetings held at definite time, definite place, and usually definite duration. And the agenda is also agreed upon, pre-planned, already set. Two types of meetings are there. One is the organizational meeting and another ones are the operational meetings. Organizational meetings are the regular meetings involving the shareholders and the management. Example, board meetings and annual general meetings are the examples of organizational meeting. Second type are the operational meetings, the meetings taking place between the management and the employee in order to relate the operational efficiency of the business. They are called operational meeting. For example, the committee meetings, the planning meetings, and the sales meetings. They are all operational meetings, right? Now, when we talk about the meetings, we said that meetings can take place for n number of reasons. Maybe to resolve any problem or issue which is faced, or to chalk out new strategies to promote business, or to increase profitability, or to provide information, or to exchange ideas and information, or to ensure coordination on issues on the agenda and effective communication. So these are all the various purposes on which meetings may be conducted. Next, we related about the requisite of a meeting. They are very important. The first requisite is selection of the right participants, those who you want to contribute, those who know the topic, those who have a point of view about the issue, and most importantly, those who will add value to the discussion and lead to some conclusion. Those are the people who need to be selected. to participate in a particular meeting. The next requisite is to send information to all the participants so that they have all the details about the meeting as per the date, the time, the venue, the name of the participants and the agenda of the meeting, and this intimation needs to be sent to them at least 2 to 3 days in advance so that they can have enough time to gather information and data, or in other words they can prepare themselves properly and thoroughly for that meeting. The next thing is to set an agenda, right? To let the people know what is the subject of the meeting, who will be the speakers, and how much time is allotted to each speaker. Another requisite of a meeting is appointing a facilitator who will ensure the smooth conduct of the meeting, who will ensure that the meeting stays on right track, who will ensure that there is no conflict, no argumentation, who will ensure that the meeting reaches the consensus and there is a logical conclusion to the meeting. After this, one more requisite is to arrive at clear conclusion and formulate the next step. One of the prerequisites of any particular meeting is to arrive at a clear conclusion, right? And it must create opportunities for creativity and participation by all. It should not be a listening and speaking attitude going on, that a few people are only speaking and most of them are only listening. Everyone need to participate, right? And the meeting is considered unsuccessful if the members fail to contribute perspective, curiosity, and creativity, right? So, the purpose of the meeting is to create opportunity for the participants to give their perspective. Clear? These are the prerequisites. Then we discussed in detail about the agenda as to what is the need of the agenda. Agendas are very important because they state the objective purpose of the meeting. They inform the issue or topics to be discussed. They keep the meeting focused on the issue, no distraction, no deviation from the topic, and giving time to the participants so that they can prepare for their roles, letting them know to allot specific time to each speaker and the sequence in which the members are going to speak. And this is an example of the tabular agenda that we have already seen as to how, at what time, what topic will be discussed by whom and will be spoken by whom for how much duration. Clear? So this is our example of agenda, and this is what we are going to do in today's class. We talked about the meetings and the agenda. In the next class, we'll be discussing about the minutes of the meeting, as to what the minutes of meeting are, how they are taken, how to take down notes, and we will also discuss few solved examples along with some practice questions. Got it? So next topic will be a different minutes of the meeting. This is an independent topic that you have done till now. So please make sure that by the next class you are true and thorough and you are thoroughly prepared for this topic. Please go through it, keep it in your mind, and relate all the important things. Fine. I hope that whatever we have studied today, everybody must have understood, and you will make sure that you will retain it by learning and revising. Clear? Any doubts? Anything? You can just go through it again and you will find easy to understand. So we'll meet you in the next class with the same chapter, with the same topic, that is minutes of the meeting. The topic will be different. Clear?